From an old generation now to a younger generation, I honestly still can't make up my mind on this story. It's controversial.
It is. It's a story of a 16-year-old girl, maybe one of the fastest track athletes in California. Her name is Clara Adams. She's 16. I'm guessing wrapping up her sophomore year.
That's correct. That's right.
She's on the track team at North Salinas High, and last week she won the 400-meter race at the state championship. Fast. I mean, it's a hard event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard event. What she did after the race, however, is now causing a controversy that I don't know how big this is going to get. You might have seen the video. I have not until today. In fact, Clara got this idea for her victory celly, as we like to call it, celebration, from an American track legend, Maurice Green.
Yes.
Clara's dad, after she won the race, Clara's father, who was also her coach, his name is David, handed his daughter a small fire extinguisher, the kind you might see in a truck or underneath a kitchen sink, and she turned it on her shoes. Maurice Green did that, I think, when he set a world record, or maybe at the Olympics. I don't remember. Probably not the Olympics.
He wasn't the Olympics, but he took off his
shoes. Are so fast, so hot.
He took them off and was like getting away from them, and then somebody else
They're on fire.
Ran on with a fire extinguisher and sprayed them off.
They've never gone that fast.
Correct.
Is the point.
Everybody cheered it. What did I say?
Harumph.
Inappropriate. I'm against it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm against it.
Mm-hmm.
But this girl did it.
She did it. There was a huddle. And now the Adams family is now claiming to the media that everyone in the stadium enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I should point out that what do they call it? The California Interscholastic Federation, the CIF, they run the meet. Disqualified Clara for unsportsmanlike celebration.
This is the dad.
When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone. That was our moment of celebration. And the CIF officials made that about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. But those few guys in those jackets, they took offense to it, didn't like it, and they made a decision based on emotions.
He said the opponents were no longer nearby. The other girls that Clara had beaten in the race.
I saw the video. She was by herself, basically. I mean, there were you could see other kids in the background.
But she was still on the oval?
She was in the infield of the oval where she did it. And there were a few. I mean, I've been to these track meets. There's a million people there. But most of them weren't even paying attention to you because they're doing their own event or what. You know, there's so many events.
Correct.
Didn't look like it hurt anybody. And she did she took the fire extinguisher and just sprayed it for 2 or 3 seconds on her legs, to pay tribute to this man, Maurice Green. He heard about
it. When I heard, because it happened, and then people just started calling me, oh, this girl who just won the 400 redid your celebration. I was like, huh? What?
What did? Yeah. She did.
Was he honored?
He was.
Maurice?
He was. And they stripped her of her title,
Correct.
As you said, and Maurice said, oh, no.
If he was away from everyone and not really interfering with anybody, I would say reinstate her.
Give her a title. That's what the family's calling for. They want a reinstatement now.
One of the other punishments was, apparently, she's a very good runner, Clara. She was disqualified from the next race. She was supposed to run the 200
That's right.
for her team.
That's right.
So because she was DQ'd, she's not eligible to run in that race.
So her whole day was gone then.
Yes.
Biggie, weigh in.
I'm really torn.
Me too.
I lean towards giving her the medal, though, because she didn't steal the fire extinguisher off the wall to do this.
Dad gave it to her.
Dad gave it to her. They probably just had a little viral moment planned. I bet it was going to go on her TikTok or Instagram.
Let me say something else though. Dad's not supposed to be out there. He went over the wall and gave her.
But he is quote unquote coach, but not the track team.
He's
coach.
her coach.
Okay,
coach.
But he's a dad.
And he gave her the fire extinguisher, and then. When the track officials went over to her, he went back out there on the infield.
There's a CIF rule saying you can't come over the wall, you can't be on the infield, which is a rule respected. But at this point, I explained before about being a coach and a father wearing the different hats. I saw an official grab my daughter by the arm. They were yelling in her face. When he grabbed her by the arm, I went over the wall at that point. I'm father now. I'm not coach anymore. I'm over the wall.
Okay.
Over that wall.
So he handed her the fire extinguisher. She did her bit. the officials came over to her. Now, when I saw the video, they didn't look like they were yelling at her.
Did they grab her, though?
They put their arm around her and said, listen, we've got something like this.
We got something to tell you kind of pose?
Not like pulling her away.
No,
okay.
It didn't look that bad. And he said, oh, okay, and he ran across there and got on the infield, which is also against the rules. So now he's broken 2 rules, or they have, and they've stripped her of her title and her medal. In seeing it, and I'm a harumph, I'd probably just give it to her. You know,
I have never been more disgusted with both of you.
Rule.
And that's saying, yes, you can't. What if everybody did this after every event on a track? You can't. I mean, you've been to high school. This is a state track meet. But there are probably 200 athletes.
Now, wait a minute, though. If memory serves, when Maurice Green did it, you thought this was the coolest thing you'd ever seen. And you just said, this is a really cool thing that people love.
These aren't high school athletes. I mean, he's a pro.
He is. Is it okay for him to do it? Is it?
There's no unsportsmanlike. The California athletes, they have a code. You're supposed to win with dignity, or win with class, lose with dignity, et cetera, et cetera. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. I mean, you have to teach these kids. She's 16.
You're right.
I hate it for her. Mm-hmm. Clearly pre-planned.
Oh, 100%.
There's no way this was just spontaneous.
Oh, he brought the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. You don't bring a fire extinguisher to a track.
Yeah. Oh, it's 100%.
In case somebody, lights up a cigarette.
Oh, premeditated. Absolutely premeditated.
100%.
The girl says, though, even if she gets her medal back, now they're considering reinstating her as the winner, but even if it happens, her moment's gone.
Even if everything goes in my favor, in regards to getting my title back, I'll still never get that moment back, standing on the podium as a sophomore. I'll never get that back because they took it from me.
Of course, she has 2 more years to run. She has more chances at all these meets.
And she'll probably get faster. I mean, if I'm guessing, her dad will use this to fuel the fire. Pardon the pun.
Well, if she's
for next year,
if she's winning as a sophomore, she'll probably win as a junior and a senior too.
I mean, she seems exceptional.
Absolutely. Now, see if this changes your mind. This is the young lady as well, and I think probably the reporter says, "Can you give me a little something to end on?"
I worked so hard for that title.
Dad put arm around her at the kitchen table and said, "I know, baby. I know. That's right."
Of course. I'm sure it's devastating. She didn't get her podium.
She didn't
get the medal, whatever, all that.
But you make a good point. If everybody brought some sort of thing like that, when the next person does it, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna?
I mean, you have to. You can celebrate, you can dance, you can do whatever you want.
But bringing the item.
I mean, it's the NFL doesn't allow you to bring props.
No, they don't. No.
And those are pros.
It's
hard to discipline those guys.
Somebody had a Sharpie in the sock one time.
Sharpie, yeah. Was it T.O.? He brought a couple props, or the guy for the Bengals.
Joe Horn of the Saints had the Sharpie in his sock.
Oh, he had a Sharpie in his sock?
But
somebody had something in the goalpost.
Ocho Cinco?
Ocho.
Joe Horn.
Those 3 are the big names.
Joe Horn had something in the goalpost. Ocho Cinco, or Chad Johnson, had a Sharpie in his sock and signed the football or something when he scored.
But I mean, I think T.O. got yelled at for grabbing popcorn out of stands, right?
He did.
Or dancing with the cheerleaders' pom-poms.
He did. You can't take an item like that.
Yeah, props are against the rules.
I don't know, man. I felt bad for it. And seeing the video, it didn't hurt anybody, didn't harm anybody.
Is this track dad Kelly talking?
Yeah. When my daughter...
When she gets to her podium, what are you going to do?
We've yet to see one.
What's that?
A lot of times as we're hitting the exits, we're hearing, "And now on the podium."
Please put your hands together for the 3rd place finisher.
Well, that's usually when the door slams behind us. So let's roll. Let's rock.
We're going to beat the traffic.
Let's get on out of here. We don't normally stay.
There's no sellies?
No.
Do you know if your daughter has rehearsed her victory selly?
I'm going to guess no, because when I say to my daughter, you can be just as fast as them, she goes, "No, I can't. There's no way." I'm always like, "Well, if you stick with it," she goes like, "I'm not going to stick with this. I'm not going to." That's what we do at the Kelly household. We give up, and we're happy with
getting by,
middle of the pack.
Yeah,
is what we do. And remember, one time I went out there and she quit.
Mid-race.
She was running one race. She had to go around the track 4 times, whatever that distance was, 4 times around. I sat there for an hour.
Waiting for the event?
Waiting for the event. Gun goes off. Ear splitting, by the way. Time and time again. Bam, bam, bam. She takes off 2 laps in. I'm like looking for her, like across the track. And I realized, oh, she's on the infield heaving. And like some coach is like, what's wrong? I could see them talking, you know. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was only.
Did you go over the wall?
I was gonna say, did you go over the
I
wall?
went
man?
over the wall. They DQ'd her. I said, who cares they DQ'd her? Doesn't matter. Well, what difference does it make? They did. So they DQ'd.
She DQ'd herself.
So what? Yeah, exactly. They were like, you can't go over the wall.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Where you going, sir?
One of us is going to cross that finish line.
That's right.
I think my favorite ending is that end of the story where the only thing that made her feel better, her side feel better, was Bojangles.
That's right. She said her
Oh,
side.
that's right. Your daughter said.
Yeah.
Pain in her side.
Yeah. I need a blueberry biscuit.
Seasoned fries.
was
and a
the-
sweet tea.
It was the only thing that would calm the pain in any way.
Chicken Supremes.
What a waste. I sat out here 90 minutes for this. You ran for 2 minutes and you were done. I mean, it took her no time at all to quit that race.
How would you say her summer training is going?
I'd say non-existent right now. She's so busy at her various camps. She's volunteering at a camp.
Oh,
She's
okay.
doing her job.
Oh, that's good.
She doesn't have time to run. She just simply doesn't. But every night she goes, she's been to this camp 2 or 3 days this week. It's like for kids. It's just, local
A day camp?
Day camp, yeah. And so she's volunteer working it from like 8 to 4. And then she comes home and she gets in about 4:30 and she's like, I can't take these kids. This is awful. And she's just like, I
have had a day.
Every day she's like, I have had it. It has been a day. And she'll sit down. And I'm like, you're 16. And she goes, do you know what it's like to work like that all day? And I was like, yeah.
Why do you do it?
I do. She goes, what? I can't do this. I just can't do it. That's what we're breeding here. That's what we're raising.
Yeah,
in Kelly
it's a
household.
culture.
I'm going to flip over because Chris Tibbs made enough good points. I just don't think she should get that.
Yeah.
Because it's rules. Now, here's how soft we are as a people. And I fell victim to this, and so did Biggie. That local news outlet that did the report did an online poll, and 91% of the respondents said give her a medal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you see her crying at her kitchen table.
Yeah, no one wants to see a little girl cry or a 16-year-old cry.
I have to blame her father. He knows if he's literally coaching her.
Yeah.
He better think to himself, if we do this, what's the repercussion?
Chances are she was going to win the 200. What was she going to do then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guarantee.
She's very fast.
Yeah, I believe that's true. I think that's right, that she would have won that also. Quick story here, more close to home, from Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, you hate to see this also. A county commissioners meeting had to be halted after they were 2 hours in, but they still had a couple of hours to go.
That's what I hear. Some of those public meetings are long.
That's right. Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners, Charlotte, North Carolina. An unidentified individual disrupted the proceedings by releasing bugs, specifically crickets, into the chamber.
No.
Yes, and the announcement was made by one of the commissioners.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to take a 10-minute recess to be able to clean up the bug situation that we've got working, apparently. So we will reconvene at 7:55, let's say.
How much time had the man allotted
Again,
for cleanup?
10 minutes.
To clean? How many crickets?
Hundreds of crickets.
Good luck.
They were not able to
You
get
can't.
the crickets, so they basically canceled the meeting for the night.
I think you have to.
I do too.
If
yeah.
you listen closely, you can hear somebody back there whispering, crickets.
Really? Oh, I didn't
yeah,
hear
you
that.
have to really listen closely here too.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to take a 10-minute recess to be able to clean up the bug situation that we've got working, apparently. So we will reconvene at 7:55, let's
Was
say.
there one on his nose as he made the announcement?
Yes. It's crickets.
One on his lapel and his pocket square.
Crickets. And you could hear, of course, oh my God, it's crickets. It's crickets. Now,
Was this a political statement?
no. We don't know what.
Really?
Really?
It has to be.
Unidentified group, and they're not giving them any kind of credit They won't say what
They
it
won't
was.
name the group or the cause.
You know what? I like that.
One of the commissioners said, "We don't do this.
We're not going to allow that type of engagement. We want productive and constructive discourse, but for the safety of our community, we won't tolerate that level of disruption from any group."
A little girl was scared and had to be taken out of the chamber because she was scared. She was only 10 years old. She's like, "There's crickets all over the place."
I don't like crickets myself, and I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
We have a cricket expert.
What?
She's from a place called, let me get this right.
PetSmart?
No, it's a place called Cold
Bob's Bait and Tackle?
No. It's called.
Aren't crickets bait?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
It's
They're
called-
mostly used as food.
Or other bugs eat them, right? Or
Well,
amphibians eat them,
this
right?
place is called Cold Blooded and Bizarre, and they sell cold-blooded
Crickets as
creatures.
food.
And for food, they sell the crickets. So an expert was asked, how much harm can they do?
They have no credibility.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the gentleman.
That's the other guy.
Here's the expert.
They could give you pinworms if you ate one.
Okay. So be very,
So it jumps in your mouth, don't chew.
Yeah.
be very, very careful. Here she is again.
Well, I'm all about nonviolent, like protests and activism, stuff like that. I guess I do feel bad for the crickets, but they are a cricket. It is a feeder insect.
That's a feeder insect. That's what they call it. They feed them.
They're made to be eaten.
That's
right.
it, yeah.
So she says, hey, it's a cricket. It's not that big a deal. Plus, they don't live very long.
So you just empty the room and fumigate, or you just go around stomping? What do you do?
I think they empty the room and fumigate. So it's going to cost something.
Because they're pretty mobile. They're pretty quick.
I can't catch them. I mean, they'll be gone. You're not
Yeah.
going to see them. And then the commissioner, here's what we were almost played a moment ago, said, we're not going to stand for it.
They have no credibility at this point. The community has lost total faith and confidence in whatever issue that they are championing.
They never said what. And
I like that.
Anything I read, they didn't say who it was or why they did it.
You know, a lot of times it's become kind of a shorthand now. If you talk to somebody and say, hey, when are you going to take action on such and such a zoning issue?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you get back? Crickets. I wonder if that was if it was an intentional thing.
Ooh, I like that. If it was, then that
You
was
know, no
smart.
response means
It
crickets.
means I haven't had a response in forever. That might be why they did that.
I don't know.
In that case, that would be a little clever, but I don't
But
know.
I mean, they're annoying, but they're not lethal.
Wait a
unless
minute. Hold a minute.
Pinworms if you ate one.
Pinworms. Pinworms. Let's play it again.
They could give you pinworms if you ate one.
Let's not joke about it, folks. It's a big deal.
All right, Mac.